Thanks for joining me and welcome to what is probably the first demo of the SQUIER CLASSIC VIBE Jaguar. Now if you watch my channel you'll probably know I'm a huge fan of offset guitars, Jaguars, Jazzmasters and more importantly block inlays. I really love them. Now when I saw that SQUIER were bringing out a black Jaguar with block inlays, I immediately ordered one. Now for reasons unknown it is impossible to get a black Jaguar with block inlays unless you get one of the early vintage ones. So it's a real treat to get this and I'm hoping it sounds just as good as it looks. Now in case you were wondering, the SQUIER Classic Vibe series is a direct replacement for the Vintage Modified series, but there are a few tweaks. Now the Classic Vibe series is made of poplar with an Indian laurel fretboard. The Vintage Modified is basswood and normally comes with a rosewood fretboard. However, they both weigh 8.4 pounds. Now they both have a 9.5 inch radius fretboard. And whilst we're on that subject, the Classic Vibe comes with a Mustang style bridge, which has the correct 9.5 radius as you can see here. Now the new model has Alnico pickups and a bone nut as opposed to plastic in the old series. And under the hood, the wiring and pots are identical. It also has what they describe as narrow tall frets, which are a fraction smaller and a fraction higher than the Vintage Modified series, and not actually that much difference than a standard Strat. And certainly not as narrow as the Japanese Jaguar. Now I've only had this guitar one day and I've only got two minor complaints. The first is that the nut needs filing down quite a bit because fretting the first 3 frets or so is sending it way out of tune, so that's the first thing I'm going to have to do. And secondly, if I'm really picky, the size of the block inlays are a little bit too small compared to your vintage standard full-size blocks, but that's just me. Anyway, enough talking, here's the guitar.